Ignite. CEDH. Hey everyone, welcome back to Ignite CEDH. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Andrew.
And Joseph's just running a little late today, so he's going to join us partway through. But we have some new cards for lower end coming out, and we all agree on every single one of them 100%. There's definitely no discourse among us, and I'm pretty sure I didn't almost get kicked off the podcast for my thoughts on one of the cards.
Pretty much agreement that this Hexing Squelcher, a heck of a name. I mean, I think it's right on design mistake. Should be treated like a new Nadu. I guess it's not as time consuming as Nadu, but it's more broken from a balance perspective.
I don't think it's gonna quite get there, but we'll definitely have a fun discussion about it. But first of all, you played a tournament that I didn't get to go to. How was ETB?
It was good. It's really good. I always they always put on a good tournament there at ETP. There's 4 rounds, cut to top 4. I think there's 28 people.
Oh, that's brutal for top 24. How late did the tournament go? Because I know they started at 2.
Oh, it was actually the last game of anyone there. So the last game, it was involving me, and there was a Rogside player, an Urza player, and Dog Thras player.
Mono Blue Urza?
Mono Blue Urza.
Okay,
so it was... Okay, so there was a Smothering Tithe Resolves from Dog Thras. I have a Mirage Mirror out, so I copy the... This is all in the last turn of the game. That ends up, this last turn is longer than the entirety of the game.
Oh,
so
no.
we were already like at time going to the last turn, and this last turn lasts. It was the most complicated last turn I've ever played. So I copied the Smothering Tithe with my Mirage Mirror. So Urza player draws off the One Ring. So we each get our everything. So what is important though is the Dog Thras player gets his treasures before I do. He also has a Training Grounds, a Kinnan, and a Thrasios out, I should say.
That's a lot of value there.
I have an uncracked Emergent Zone that becomes cracked during this turn. So Urza player, he plays his Urza. We're making treasures. We're thinking we're pretty safe. He plays, Urza player plays Grinding Station. And I didn't realize... that Grinding Station untaps whenever any artifact comes into play, not just your own artifact.
No way.
I thought it was a mistake. I played a Joyer Weatherlight Captain deck. I asked the judge for if there's an Oracle text on it, and he said no. It's any artifact.
It's any artifact for any player. Yeah.
We weren't sure. I'm like, that seems... Anyways, we've never had this with all the Smothering Tides, right? So he's floating mana in between the activations. So that's when we start interacting, because he's going to go, right? Because I didn't want to interact. Yeah. The Dog Thras player didn't want to interact. We were just building up treasures, thinking, what's going to, right? So around the time with that's there, it lands. We didn't really realize it until, he starts creating his treasures. It's too late. There's also a Ristic player from the Rogside player, a Ristic Study, feeding cards, right? Okay, so... It lands. I try to Colossal Sky Turtle his Urza. There's all these triggers. Treasures start getting cracked, and he respawns right over the top. So essentially, this is the thing of the whole thing. This stack things just get buried. Cards, if you cast it, it gets buried under the stack.
Yeah.
They never really resolve, because there's Thrasios activations, Kinnan activations. I have a Kinnan activation. The game's over. It never resolves. We all knew what we were doing. We were all there. It was a great... It was late. It was like 7:30, I think, or so around then. We're all pretty tired. It's a long turn, been a long day. This is very heavy stack interactions. The judge is watching us at this point. Everyone's finished their games. This is going for a long time, right? All these interactions. So Dog Thras is activating over top of treasures. I'm trying to spin Kinnan. There's all these counter spells on the stack. I try to wait because there is a snap or something targeting Dog Thras's Kinnan. I flip. I miss my moment. I flip eventually. He's trying to stop it. He eventually gets low on mana, and then I start activating because some stuff comes my way. I flip into... There is a Fairy Mastermind,
Yeah.
but he has enough player cards to they can kind of play. The Urza player can pay it for a while. He also gets a battered golem out on the stack at some point because Urza starts making mana and he's activating Urza and flashing things in.
Yeah, and
I have Kraken Emergency.
battered golem it was.
Yeah, it does the exact same thing as Grinding Station. So he can make 2 mana every time an artifact comes in.
Okay.
But we're all reacting at the same time. So essentially we start on the stack. I have Fairy Mastermind. This is where I punt. I have Fairy Mastermind, but people can pay, so I can't just activate it, and he's going to get the cards first, because he flips into a Displacer Kitten, and he has a Gaia's Cradle with a Candelabra.
Okay, so he can just untap and, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to interact before, because he only has a couple cards in his hand and treasures, so I'm starting to flip. I hit a Manglehorn, so now his treasures start coming in tapped.
Yeah.
This is when I miss it, because my board is buried with lots of cards. I'm trying to hit a Hullbreaker or something. Like something, so cast, because I have Emergent Zone, flip. We're both trying to go over top of each other while Urza's trying to play defense and stop whatever one of us temporarily gets ahead.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're doing. And Rogsai has drawn a lot of cards, but he's just at a king-making stage, so doesn't really want to do anything, I believe. That's my take on it. I'm sure players who were there listening to it have a different take, but that's kind of how I'm rating it. It was intense. Especially because I was playing that game looking for a draw to guarantee to get in rather than so much a win.
Okay. So how did the game turn out?
It turned out of Rugthrast winning over top of us all.
Oh, no. I mean, good for them, but...
Yeah, no, it was good. I missed a portion. I was kicking myself driving back because of once I flipped into the Manglehorn, it actually landed. There was no things over top. That's when I had the chance to pump my mana into Fairy Mastermind. And I mean, it's not for certain, right? But then I also had a Steel Enchantment in my hand where I could have stolen his Smothering Tithe. That's what I needed. I didn't think of playing that. I mean, there's probably interactions where it would have got countered. But then if I had double Smothering Tithes, I could have pumped the mana into Fairy Mastermind and they wouldn't have been able to pay, I believe. But I don't think it would have landed anyways. It was just thinking my outs. Because I started spinning Kinnan to hope for some creature, and I was whiffing. But yeah, it was a great game, great stack interaction, lots to think about. And it was done with really good players and judge watching, and it went a long time. But yeah, great tournament.
Did you end up making the top 4?
Yeah, I got lucky. There was like 4 of us or 5 of us all split with 10 points. And
oh, wow.
I just had the higher opponent win percentage, and I got in on 3rd.
Nice.
And then we split after that. I think they played for a fun game after, but I was tired, so I left.
Yeah, you have a long drive from there, too.
Yeah, it was funny. I was looking at it on after. I guess I went, because I didn't play the last game, so I lost it. So I went 2-3. Like 2-3 losses, but you get top 4 of that record.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad.
Yeah, because I won my first one, lost my second one when I made the mistake of into the flood mawing player's Ristic Study, and he wasn't happy with that. When a Sisse player was, I think, the next to go in turn order, and he was gonna feed the Ristic, and I didn't want that. But then I never had any interaction to deal with Sisse. Like he was behind, it looked like, but he just Kinnan dumped all this mana and loaded. I'm looking at my hand like he's gonna win on his next turn. I can't have nothing. The Ristic player's like, well, you bounced my Ristic, so he was pretty salty about it. And the other player was not salty at me, but just like, I wish you saved that when it could have talked. And then the other player like LED'd with a goblin that flips, and he got blown out.
Oh, again?
Yeah, different player, but same.
Different player, but same situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good deck. If anyone uses the interaction, you can blow that Green Goblin deck. It's
really
risky, very all in. I shouldn't say it's not a good deck. It's a risky deck.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's first go. Quick reminder of the rating scale. 0 is unplayable in CDH. 1 is fringe. You need a reason to play it. It synergizes with your commander. 2 is an all-star with a certain commander, so Kendrick, Parasite, Nixilis. 3 is a solid card found in lots of decks, Opposition Agent, Dothy Voidwalker, Archivist of Ogma. 4 is staples used in most decks of other colors, like Swords of Plowshares, Deflecting Swat, and Jessica's Will. And 5 is a format all-star that you need a reason not to play, so Mystic, Ristic, those sorts of things. There's a couple Time cards, so we'll start with those because they're very deck-specific. But the first card we're going to talk about is Formidable Speaker. As a 3-mana Elf Druid, 2 and a green. When this creature enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. I don't know if there's anything like this in the current Time list, but this would basically allow Time to, when they reanimate it, to pitch a card, go get a card they want again, and if they have a sack outlet out, they can just sacrifice it and then reanimate it again, pitch the card that they want to reanimate next with Time. I don't know if it's going to necessarily be an all-star, but I think it's definitely worth considering in that deck specifically. I would give this probably a 1.5 to a 2, depending on how it shakes down in Time. I think this is probably a pretty good Time card. It doesn't add counters, but it does let you get exactly whatever creature card you want from the deck. What are your thoughts?
About the same of that. I don't play many tutors in most of my decks. Like my Kinnan doesn't really have it. This, I look at it as just like survival of the fittest. It's a creature, so there's some upside, but it's 1 mana more than survival.
Well, it's if you were to play in Activate Survival, it's the same amount of mana.
Yeah, survival's kind of nice, so you can put it out early and then it'll stay there, like, early, stay there until you need to do it. And that's, you can pivot more with survival if you have to go get interaction pieces or a win con. I like survival a lot more than this. This is nice how you can discard any card. I think you'd have to have a strong reason to play this over survival, like you care about the actual creature. I mean, it's a tutor, so...
Oh, I just realized this also actually, outside of Time, sets up the Hazel Brewmaster lines really well. Because you can, just like survival, you can pitch the Devoted Druid, get your Hazel Brewmaster, and then cast the Brewmaster.
Yeah, but the thing about that is for 2 green, you play survival earlier, you can pitch something to go get Devoted Druid, then pitch that to the Hazels. This, you can't do it, you only tutor once.
True. This also lets you untap something. This is another untapper for a Gaia's Cradle as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of like little synergies with this that I'm kind of liking.
But then you have to wait a turn to untap it. Like, it's good, I just don't know. Yeah, a 1.5. I don't play any deck that uses this, so if you play a deck like that, you'd have a better idea than me. But yeah.
I don't play a deck like that, but just based on the decks I've seen.
I think it's a good design place. It's like, survival, this is a cheaper option if there's no proxies, and it's just like a lateral upgrade or side grade, you know what I mean? There's pluses and minuses to it, so it's a good addition. Good card.
All right. So what are you going to give that out of 5 on our scale there?
I'm going to give it a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's kind of like 1.5, maybe a 2. It depends how it plays out in those lists for me, but I think it has some potential for sure.
I don't see survival of the fittest too much, and I think this is just worse in most cases. Yeah.
Hello. Sweet. So we just started our card discussion. We went over the tournament that you guys played in first. So we'll go back and just look at the first card we started with. We wanted to start bad and work our way up. First card we talked about was Formidable Speaker. I have it in there for mostly Time, but as we kind of went through it, I realized some other synergies as well. Do you have any thoughts on the card? Have you had a chance to check it out?
I've definitely looked at this card. An interesting effect. It's kind of like a one-time survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And it can be definitely useful for, let's say, a Savala combo or something that kind of just wants to get that creature, like a big creature out of your deck, like Protein Hawk combo. It gets Protein Hawk, right? It's definitely difficult, but it's a little like heavy on the price. 3 mana. That's probably like a turn 2, turn 3 play, and you're probably not playing the creature afterwards. So it feels a little slow, and the perks about Survival of the Fittest. It's 2 mana plus 1, which is 3, but it's repeatable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like the creature. I don't think it's like tier 5, it's probably a tier 4 kind of effect. It's probably
Okay.
like high power.
I'd given it a 1.5 just to see how it played at the time. The untap is also nice because it's any permanent, so you can untap Cradle.
That's fair.
Andrew gave it a 1. That's kind of where we are with it.
I can see it being a 2 in Time, but the untapped effect is nice. It's kind of like Magnus of the Candelabra. It's just so much more expensive.
There we go. So 2 in Time and like 0 otherwise for you.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of similar to that.
Alright, another card. The next card we went to, Dawnhand Dissident. This has the first keyword, Blight, which means you put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control. In this case. Other cases, your opponents do it. But this one is you pay the cost of putting a 1/1 counter, or -1/-1 counter on a creature you control. So it's black, tap, Blight 1, Surveil 1, tap, Blight 2, exile target card from a graveyard. And during your turn, you may cast creature spells from among cards you own, exile with the creature, by removing 3 counters from among creatures you control, in addition to paying their other costs. It is a 1/2. I'm mostly looking at just adding counters to your board and surveilling in Time. Both things you actively want to do in Time.
Yes and no. It's really slow. Like, this is an effect that Time has a lot of things that already put counters on stuff, and this one's a little slow to me. It's like, yeah, it gets out on turn 1 pretty easily. It can put a counter on Surveil. It has like decent effects, but it's just like the effects that put counters in Time are either passive or positive, and I just don't know how positive this effect is. Surveil is really powerful, especially in Time, so I could see it. I hate these like 1/2, 1/1 creatures that come in and you have to wait a turn.
Fair, but Time is a stack deck that takes a long time to set up and go.
For sure.
You play this on turn 1 or 2, you're probably activating it 5 or 6 times.
Which is a fair statement.
That's true. It also has the utility of if Time's dead, sometimes the deck just doesn't function. But now this, you can remove counters to exile a creature that was gone with this. So it's a utility, but I don't think it's that good.
That second ability is you're probably picking off cards from other graveyards.
Yeah.
So as long as that's out, other people and you have it untapped, other people can't go for their breach lines or anything.
Right.
Yeah, well, I feel like you actually would use that more often because it puts 2 counters on it.
Yeah.
The Surveil one, of course, is like positive effect in Time, but like you're also just exiling cards, so it can really just add up. It's kind of like a mini Time in a sense, where removing 3 counters, you could actually just cast a creature from your bin or from exile, or any effect. It can be decent. I don't know.
The
I
third
don't play
effect
Time.
the third effect isn't what I'm thinking of, but the first 2 for sure.
Yeah,
Again,
I don't play Time. I like the idea of putting counters on it fairly easily, but it's just I haven't really put a whole lot of thought process.
Yeah, it's a 1 for me.
I probably give this a 2 for Time, and this is like a Time specialty card. That's the only.
Oh
place
yeah,
you're
it's
gonna play
100.
it.
It does not see play in anything else.
No. All right. Let's go to our next card.
Well, we also need to talk about Hire's comment. I just want to like highlight the Gab comment, like the table politics, as being like a real, not issue, but it's a real factor.
I like that. I also liked how they mentioned we're looking at it more from a tournament perspective, but most CDHs play just casual CDH.
For sure.
Yeah.
But like casual CDH is, in my eyes, a different subset, right? Casual CDH, like if I'm sitting down at a table with you guys, I don't care what you guys play. If it's an unhealthy format, we just run 6 games and just chill, right? Yeah. In a tournament, if I'm only getting his example is Orcish Bowmasters over and over again, and I'm playing Rogthras or Kinnan or a deck that's really heavily creature based, I don't have a draw engine out, but I'm still getting destroyed. That's an unhealthy thought process. And I liked how Hire was mentioning that we're looking at like what gives healthy gameplays, instead of like what is a problem. Like Ristic Study is just an kind of balanced card. It was never balanced for a 4-player format, and like it's a problem, and it's not for sure. It definitely has its means to an end, in a sense, where it feels required against certain decks, like the turbo decks. Ristic Study feels really great when you have it, or it kind of punishes that turbo play. But Orcish Bowmasters has that instinctive idea of it punishes the person to draw, but in a real factor or in a real game, that's not ever the outcome. Like it's so very unlikely that an Orcish Bowmasters is really hitting the person who's drawing cards. It's controlling the board or punishing people for playing creatures or playing stuff. Like, it has that balancing effect of, okay, let's just shut out Kinnan, Rogthras, Cradle decks from the format because Blue Farm is just constantly drawing cards. Right? Mm-hmm. And that's just not like a healthy gameplay. It's like, if it was punishing, I mostly compare Orcish Bowmasters to a card like Kessurek Parasite, right? Kessurek Parasite is fairly balanced. It only affects the person who's drawing cards, so it's punishing the person who's drawing cards, but it doesn't punish other people. When you get into the fact where it's not just affecting the player who is taking the negative effect, it's affecting the player who's kind of just bystanding. That's kind of a weird, like, unhealthy effect, right?
Okay, but that card, Kessurek Parasite, what's it called again?
Kessurek Parasite. It's an example card. It's not like closely card. Related.
That's it. It doesn't do enough to punish to see play on the wider map.
100%. It also has a very hard clause to fill where you have to own a red permanent when it's mono.
Sure, even if it didn't have that, if there's 3 or 4 cards that punish for card draw, and they don't see play because they're not.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying punish card draw. I'm more just trying to relate the effect where that's severely underpowered, but Orcish Bowmasters is an unhealthy effect where it punishes not the person who's taking the card draw. It's
and
like,
I think a lot of people are realizing that, in that you've seen Ian come out with a video against it, Hire made mention of it. I think there's a lot of play patterns that people aren't liking. I mean, sometimes, say there's your seat 2 and the seat 3 Blue Farm is just drawing a whole bunch of cards with Heuristic. If there's a seat 2 Rogthras with Manadorix and a Regavan, you might be better off not shooting their stuff because you might need their help to counteract the Blue Farm who's drawing a lot of Heuristic. Just for an example, you might not want to always shoot their Manadorix. Usually you do, but yeah.
I don't know. I think out of every card that could be banned next month, I would be the most happy with Orcish Bowmasters. I like where the format is kind of right now. I actually don't really hate any part of the format, and that is a guy who plays a Izzet deck without Ristic Study. I think Ristic Study is it's bad, but it has its pros for it, where I'm right now primarily playing Turbo. If I'm facing a Ristic Study, that's really the only thing I'm ever scared about. Because, like, redundancy in my deck is ridiculous. It is, if I'm feeding you cards, that's where I'm like, that's the bad part, is I'm probably going to beat your 1 or 2 counterspells in your guys' hand right now. But if you're continuously drawing counter trick, that's where I get scared.
Okay, to the same respect, Bowmasters can absolutely shut down Ral, though.
Sure. It also doesn't really affect Ral as well. Like, Ral has card draw, but not a whole lot. But when it's other people drawing from Ristic Studies, then yeah, it shuts down Ral. But it's also, again, it's shutting down Ral when you're drawing cards, but it's people get like heavily tunnel vision on certain things when it's like, okay, you shut me down. Let's say I have Ral out and I don't know, like a Runaway Steamkin. They kill my Ral, I say pass, and they continue to kill my stuff because they're still scared of me, but I have 3 mana and can't cast Ral. It's like, okay, you still have two other opponents that you have to worry about, and this blue farm player has 40 life and has 5 mana holding out. Like, it just, sometimes people just get too tunneled vision on the deck that they are scared of.
I know.
Or the deck that has creatures out. Like, they're mana dorks, like, yeah, you could kill them. I just don't see why Orcish Bowmasters needs to be in this format.
Just to pivot a bit, I know one card that came out that's going to help Ral a lot is a card that can't be countered. 1 colorless and a red. Hexing Squelcher. What are your opinions on Hexing Squelcher, guys? Is it healthy for the format?
God, no. I think this card... And, look, I'm going to buy probably 3... I'm going to play in 3 decks. Pretty easily. I am going to play it in Atali. I'm going to play it in Rao. I'm going to play it likely in Kenrith. I think this card is fucking bonkers and should not be printed. And I'll argue it till I'm proven wrong at this point. I think this card is going to be a problem, and I think people are underestimating it.
I agree with you, Joe. The text on the card is it can't be countered. So, Force of Wills, your Pact Negations. I play Mana Drain in my Kinnan still. You can't counter it. Once it lands, all the spells can't be countered. So, if you happen to have a Pongify, a Resculpt, a Swords of Plowshares, they can counter that to protect their Hexing Squelcher. It's incredibly hard to remove. Right now, we're in a format, the meta is very turbo focused. People don't want to use their counter spells a whole lot. They'll rather negotiate, don't cast this or do this, right? With your tutor, what are you going to get? It's a bit of whoever goes first has a big advantage. This just exasperates the problem, the way I see it. It's 1 red. It's you just splash it in any deck with red in it, all the fast deck. You're giving Rogsai, a deck that previously only had Defense Grid as a silence effect, this now.
And the Conqueror's Flail.
Right. I think that fell off, though. You never see it played now, right?
Yeah, it's too expensive, but it's the same difference.
Yeah, this is a lot better than Conqueror's Flail. It's hard to count. It can't be countered. Yeah, it's really good. What do you think?
If we look at EDH top 16, the top 4 decks, Rogsai is one of the top 4 decks. And with this effect, it's going to be probably number 1. And I'm pretty confident on that. Like, of course there's Blue Farm, but why play white if now red has a pseudo silence effect, right? You're just going to make right now we're going into a turbo season, and
we're smack in the middle of a turbo season.
Yeah, we're smack in the middle of a turbo season. Every game is just getting kind of faster or less amount of turns. And you just gave one of the most turbo colors one of their best utilities they've ever had, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to slap this into Ral, and I expect that it's going to be the scariest thing you see me cast. I'm going to have 4 mana up just from my spells, cast this, and then I win the game because you can't stop me afterwards. Also, this card in Rogthras kind of just feels bonkers too, because
you have the creature tutors to find it.
You have creature tutors to find it. It protects your stuff, but it also, that ward effect accumulates over time. Like those Orcish Bowmasters, this kind of counteracts an Orcish Bowmasters pinging down your mana dorks, your like small effects, trying to go wide. It kind of protects that. Until this thing dies. So, at very least, the Orcish Bowmasters player is losing 4 life. It adds up for sure, but it's not like the best effect. The fact that it can't be countered onto stack is kind of ridiculous.
It can't be countered on stack. And then just a value play. Say you're Tim Necrom. Like, not pure turbo. You you play this turn 2. Sometimes turn 1 and he comes out. I mean, there's a chance of it, right? it just sits there. Someone else tries to play a Ristic or a value. No, you'll counter it. They can't stop it. You play your Ristic, you have protection. They can't stop your Ristic. You just play the value game. None of your spells can get countered until you're ready to go off. And that's like a worst case scenario. The best case is you play this and then a breach, right? You play this and then add like end step or someone else's end step ad nause, right? Can't be countered.
For some reason, I don't think we're convincing Kevin.
No,
let's hear
what's
his
your thoughts, Kevin?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good card. I don't think it's maybe slightly more powerful than a Grand Abolisher, but it's a red Grand Abolisher.
Sure.
It'll be good. It'll go in decks. If I have to give it a rating on our system, probably a 4.
Not an instant stable 5. I mean,
No, not even close.
It is a red Grand Abolisher, but it is an uncounterable red Grand Abolisher.
So it's a Grand Abolisher with a Cavern of Souls.
Yeah,
Which
fair.
Again, it feels powerful to play that, but
It has a built-in Cavern of Souls that you don't need to name Goblin on.
It's something we've already had. I don't know.
Sure, we didn't have it in red though.
Well, and
red
it's more than a Grand Abolisher because say you're not even close to winning in your turn, but you have a whole bunch of counter spells. You can just stop other people from winning.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't stop you.
Yeah, like so you can politic. It's like, hey, I've got this thing. I'll show you a bunch of counter spells. I can't win right now, but I can stop everyone else from winning. You're worried about the other guy, and then they can't.
Sounds like everyone's going to work together for a draw then, and you're not going to win anyway.
It could, or if your Crom draws you a card or two, and then you get the win. Like it's just a unique thing. I guess I don't think all of these can CEDH should be an interactable format. I like being able to interact. I don't think all these Voice of Victories, Grand Abolishers, Hexing Squelchers is good for the format of everyone can interact.
I agree. I think CEDH is a format built for counter magic. There is a saying where if you're not playing blue, then you're probably not playing the best tournament style deck, right? There's blue decks and then there's non-blue decks that are just trying to go fast or trying to execute a different game plan. And in the top 10, there's probably 2 non-blue decks, which is a very prevalent amount. If you look at any other color, there's a lot more decks missing that color, right? Now so now you're kind of just making those counter spells a lot more obsolete. And I'm not like trying to take a perspective. If you're playing white, Voice of Victory is better, right? Grand Abolisher is going to be better. That's not what I'm trying to point out. It's those non-white decks are able to abuse this, and it's so hard to stop. It's just more of an unhealthy thing than I wouldn't rate this effect necessarily overpowered. I would rate this effect as unhealthy. I think a non-counterable effect like this to make your future things not uncounterable is just not a good way, not a good game design.
Agreed. Yeah, well said. It's just not good game design. I mean, I see your point, Kevin. It's just one powerful card out of 99 other powerful cards. Like we have effects like this. It's just I don't think CEDH is healthy when there's too many of these interactable cards in the format. We want counter spells. We want interaction. I mean, you can say play more creature removal, Pongifies, resculpt, all that. Yeah, but then you just get blown out to the Adnaz, the Necro, the Thassa's Oracle, right? I mean, things on the stack is inherently more powerful in CEDH than creature removal.
And there's a ton of decks right now using Born Upon the Wind, Emergent Zone, Valley Flagcaller, and High Fate Trickster. I'm going to path your swords, your Hexing Squelcher. Well, I'm just going to go over top, and you can't counter me. You might have kept, Blue Farm might have kept a white swords or something, but the decks beside you might not have anything, and most likely they don't, because most decks run maybe 1 to 2 pieces of removal. Instant speed targeted removal, that is not a bounce effect. Bounce effects come a lot more often with Into the Flawed Maw and Chain of Vapor, but it is still that's not a permanent solution, obviously. You temporarily got rid of this uncounterable creature. I'm talking about hard removal. The amount of hard removal in this format is kind of sad. And there's a really good reason why it's bad. But now it's not, and it's still... There's just not going to be that quantity of it until people realize how bad this is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3 for me. Good card. It'll go in decks. I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably play it in Blue Farm.
I think it's an auto-include in every red deck, especially if it doesn't have white.
Yeah, I think you need a strong reason not to put this in a red deck. I can't think of a single red deck that wouldn't want this.
Obnix will love it. Atali will love it. Rao will love it. Rocco will love it. Rogthras will love it. Blue Farm may play it. My Kenrith deck would play it. Sisay probably wouldn't because Sisay doesn't care.
Right, Sisay will. That's a good point. Sisay won't, but that's.
But if I look at EDH top 16 right now, and just go down the list of any deck that includes red, it's just this card looks bonkers. Magda will love it.
Actually, I'm not sure about Magda because they don't really cast it.
Yeah, Magda doesn't cast a lot of
spells.
Fair. I mean, they do, but most of them are just oh, you counter my one dwarf, here's another one.
Yeah, I don't think they...
That's fair, that's fair. Rogsai will love it. Vivi will love it. There's so many decks. Timna Dargo would play it. They have white, so it's not as good. This with Malcolm Vile Smasher just makes your Glinthorn Buccaneers a lot harder to counter. There's so many things that just feel so stupid with this. I don't know. Obviously, it comes out next week and next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be.
We are both playing. All three of us are playing a tournament on Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to take Blue Farm or Kinnan. This card is really made.
I think I have to take Blue Farm because Scrubland tournament's 10 proxies.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, your Ank's pretty close.
I don't think it's as close as I would like it to be.
Fair.
It's I might be able to. I'd have to go and check. But then I got to pull cards out of other decks and stuff, and that's just a pain.
I think my Ral is close enough. I'll have to double check. My Kenrith is definitely is. I'm at 9 with Kenrith, so I have that ability. And I'm likely bringing Kenrith.
This thing treated as Nadu. I had other ones, but I'll save it for next week.
Well, this is definitely not Nadu.
This is not Nadu. Nadu as a commander or in 99.
Close.
I think this card's more broken than Nadu is. Power level wise, this is stronger.
I don't think so. I don't think that's... And it's not because this is a bad card, it's because Nadu was that good.
No, Nadu was
Nadu said resolve a creature
mistake.
and win the game.
Yeah. Nadu was a major mistake. Has the ability to be people to play around it. Just significantly hard, and the amount of things that actually interact with it is low. And that's where I feel like the main issue with this card comes from. I don't think it's Nadu level yet, but I could definitely see it getting to the point where it could be banned in multiple formats. I doubt it. It's weird though, because I feel like I've seen decks play in Modern and Standard play Voice of Victory. So I feel like this card can definitely see play in other formats, and it could definitely be a scary effect going into those formats. So
you really think Nadu would have stayed that strong? I think it would have fallen off. How Hashton people thought it was strong, and then it just falls off. A lot of decks get this big boom, and then they just.
Oh, I think Nadu was rightfully banned.
Yeah,
I think
Nadu wasn't gonna fall off.
I was putting Nadu in the 99 at Kenrith.
Just far too consistent.
Yeah, it's way too consistent. In Kenrith, people were just exploring putting Nadu in the 99 of decks. So once you put it into a deck like Kenrith or Sisay, it kind of just feels more busted because then you have more colors to kind of play with. And the effect becomes a lot more prevalent. My Kenrith has it built in to target Nadu. I'll put a 1/1 counter on my Nadu and just get the effect on top.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't think it's a healthy card for the format, this thing, anyways.
I think the general consensus with the high-level community in CEDH is that this card is going to be a problem.
Yeah. I could It's just not, when you don't want everything, it can't be countered, then everything else, your spells can't be countered, so you stop other people if you're not ready to win or you win. Like, it does it does too much.
I'll give it 3 months for Kevin to sit across from me while I'm playing Ral or Tolly, resolving this card, and he's just pissed off that he can't do anything.
Care.
You do care. You get very passionate, Kevin. You get very passionate, and you are going to hate that you can't interact with my stuff anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna hate it, because if I play Kinnan, I'm already on Gilded Drake and all that stuff. I'm gonna add in Flesh Duplicate and just, try to save it to copy and slow other people from winning in the counter war.
We'll see.
Well, thank you, Andrew, for coming out to the podcast. Sorry I was late.
Okay.
But
I gotta get ready.
definitely.
Get everything ready for tomorrow. Have a good one, guys.
No
Yeah,
worries.
see you, buddy.
Bye.
And just to wrap up this podcast, let's talk about some local events going on. So, in Mississauga, our weekly meetup is starting its new series. So we do basically a 3-month series where you earn points over the 12 weeks of play, and then the 13th week you get invited to a top 10 format where the top 2 players will get a bye into the finals, and then the rest play it out to win a prizing that's built up over time. So we started the new season last week, and got a game winning on Monday.
Nice.
I only play 2 games every Monday. It does 3 games a week. So starting off pretty strong. I wish I could play as much of other people. But other than that, we have nothing coming up this week, if I recall
No, this
correctly.
is a week off.
A week off. We're just going to lay back, relax, and prepare for on January 18th.
Squelcher Hell, I
Orangeville.
think you want to call it.
Sorry?
We're going to prepare for Squelcher Hell.
Pretty much. The week of the pre-release, we have January 18th, we have 2 tournaments coming up. We have the Scrubland Door Prize tournament in Cambridge at our friends at Gamebridge. They're hosting a tournament where the door prize is just come and win a Scrubland giveaway. And then decent prizing based on entries. They only have 1 seat remaining, so if you're not signed up, sign up now. It is 100% going to fill up. And then if you're not going to that, the alternative is on that Sunday. Go to Orangeville. Great people at Orangeville. Does a monthly 1K tournament. I know I enjoy playing there. I don't love the Japanese format with a small amount of people, but it's definitely, if you just need that monthly event that you're close by, a good place to go. The store is really nice. They always have like a good amount of cards. And they have some decent altars that they have on consignment. So I would just definitely recommend it. Other than that, I can't find my tab.
We talked about what's it called? Face-to-face event, February 6th. 6th, is it?
Well, what's the week
6th,
before that,
7th,
Kev?
6th, 7th, and 8th. Oh yeah, Forbes. Forbes is doing the first in their series of qualifier tournaments. The qualifier tournaments will all be $500 to our credit, capping at 28 people, $25 to enter, full proxy. The winner of each tournament will be qualified for an end-of-year top 16 tournament, and then you can also receive points for placing in the top 10 or top 4 of the qualifier tournaments. Every spot that isn't claimed by a monthly winner in the top 16 will just go to the top points. Because you can win to get in, you can qualify right up until the very end. And earning points early gives you better breakers and a better setup for the tournament. And in that invitational tournament at the end of the year, you can win a Mox Diamond, which is pretty sweet. Mox Diamonds are expensive.
Yeah, they are. Is it Urza Saga?
It's Stronghold. Yeah, it's Stronghold.
Stronghold, sorry. Stronghold Mox
I believe we're doing a Stronghold, yeah.
That is fair. I just registered for the next Forbes event.
Nice.
Yeah.
we're up to 8 registered now, I think. So it's getting up there. Not bad.
We also have the folks at Waypoint Games in Hamilton just posted a tournament for February 21st. End of February, just after the long weekend. It's a nice store. They had like a upstairs area where they can host a decent amount of people to play. The tables are quite nice. I enjoyed it. Hopefully they get more people. Honestly, can't wait to hit them up again.
Yeah, it looks like the prizing for that is a Halo foil showcase creator Hoof Behemoth from Tarkir Dragonstorm.
Ooh,
not bad.
I did not see that. Yeah, they gave away. Apparently, the command tower we got for just showing up is like a decently priced card. Yeah, someone told me that it was like a little bit of money there. Great store. Can't wait for that. Then also in February we have another King of the Series games at Orangeville on the 15th. I will not be going to that. That is my birthday weekend. But I hope you guys go out there, support some local stores.
Yeah, it's looking a little light in January, but we don't have Woodstock anymore for a while. I'm sure Jared and Josh will figure out when they how they want to put together their tournament circuits respectively. So I would anticipate March or so is when those might start up again. I haven't talked to them. Do not quote me, but that's just kind of my feeling out of how long it would take to set that up.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll definitely take a look and shout them out when they come out. They're good people, and hopefully the circuit starts back up. I love playing that year-long circuit, trying to earn points for the invitational at the end.
Hot off the press, next Tough Mulligans tournament is January 31st.
January 31st.
I'm going to see if I can get the link for that. I literally just messaged in the Discord.
Nice. That is Saturday, January 31st. A really good tournament to kind of tip your toes into the CEDH format. It is very new person friendly, done through Spelltable. Highly recommend doing that if it's your first turn. And if it's not, it's a completely free tournament. Good for top deck points, and has like prize support even though it's a free tournament. So definitely hit them up. Can't wait to see you there. I'm likely playing that tournament as well. Really depends on my weekends, but definitely going to be a busy time until after my birthday, and then come March I'll probably be hard on the grind again.
Well, you especially, you're starting up a new hobby, aren't you?
Yeah, trying to snowboard a bit. It was definitely hard. We went on the 1st of January to learn some snowboarding, me and my partner. We had a great time and then slept all afternoon. It was a lot more intense on the body than I expected. Luckily not sore the next day, but we have to get some practice in before my birthday mid-February, as we are heading to a resort for my 30th.
That is awesome. I love to hear my friends doing new stuff and finding new hobbies. Good for you, man.
Yeah. If I die, you can have my LED.
Oh, thanks. What about the rest of your cards?
Donate them to charity.
I just found it. Yeah. February 31st, 9 a.m. CST. Last time we had 135.
Yeah, I topped for that one. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Looks like there's no special rules this time. So it's probably going to be a top 16, 5 to 6 rounds, depending on how many people come out. Probably 5.
Yeah, very close to platinum last time for the top deck points.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the best ways for Canadians to earn top deck points. Well, if you enjoyed the podcast, please give us subscribe to the channels. We're on YouTube, Spotify, and any other places you can consume your podcasts. Join our Discord, join the discussion. We're trying to get more people in, maybe start playing some game with the community, and just trying to start that conversation. Is this going to be Squelcher Hell like we had Eldrazi Winter?
We might actually call it Hexing Hell instead, because that rolls off the tongue a little bit. Hexing Hell. No, Hexing Hell, because this is
Hexing Hell.
If it's as good as as you guys all think it's going to be hell.
It's going to be busted. I don't. I think this is it might be overhyped, but I think it's going to be, I can put some money where my mouth is. Other than that, follow our social medias in the description below. Give us a like, comment, and we'll see you around. It's really nice to start seeing, like, a bunch of you were in our tournaments. It's nice to be able to just kind of talk to you guys and see you guys showing up to the tournaments that we are announcing. I know in the top 4 of your tournament, there was at least 2 or 3 of us from the Discord. That top 4. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the heated conversation about this Lorwyn release. I hope you guys enjoy the pre-release coming up. Next podcast will probably release on the day 1 of pre-release. I hope you guys all have a good night.
7 sets this year.
7.
That's nuts. We get to do like a big set review every month, less than every 2 months.
If they have relevant cards to us, but yeah, for sure. We'll definitely talk about 7 different
3 or
sets.
4 of them are Universes Beyond. Like
4.
They're gonna push
I think
those.
it's 4. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Marvel, Star Trek.
Is there?
What's the 4th one? Oh, Hobbit.
Oh yeah, the Hobbit's coming out too. Another Lord of the Rings set because they never made a mistake with that before.
What if set? I can't remember. It had like a mono white lily on
Universe
it.
or Fractured.
Fractured Identities.
No, Fractured Identity is a card.
Oh.
But it's close. It's something like that.
Fractured Reality.
Yeah, Edge of it. That's 2025.
Reality Fractured. Fractured.
Reality Fracture sounds pretty close. Everything announced for 2026. Reality Fracture. Yeah, that's perfect. Another tie-in card that we're looking at, just because of the counter synergy, is Dawnhand Dawnhand Dissident. Just a black mana, 1 mana. Tap it. Blight 1, Surveil 1. Tap Blight 2, Surveil us. I gotta start that over again. Oh, hey, Joseph.